Hey Tony, it's Friday. And first off, to answer your question of the week, no, we didn't do anything special for my birthday. It's honestly, as soon as you hit 21, it's just another day after that. So it doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, so in my video last week, had you been able to hear any sound, I talked about how it was I ended at legal aid and started this week clerking. So that's what I've done this week. It's been clerking. It's very different than anything I've ever done before. Like, I've worked in courtrooms for years now. I've been involved in legal offices or other law-related things for several years now. But clerking itself is very different. One thing I have kept, though, is I've kept doing Purple Friday. Just because that's one thing, if it's the one thing I can bring from legal aid is Purple Friday, then I'm going to do it, because it's a fond memory and just something to laugh about. But no, so I started this week, and so I'll kind of give you a little basis over what my job entails. Week one was a blur because everything was going on. Like, oh man, I think I've come home fried every day, save for today, because of just things that I've learned and just information overload. I feel better today, actually. I actually went to bed 2 hours earlier than usual last night because I was just that exhausted. I was in bed, I think, at 10 last night, and I was passed out by 10:15, 10:30. But, so here's kind of the basics of what my job entails. So, mainly what I'll be doing is I'll be in courtrooms. I'll be in courtrooms taking notes for the record, taking notes for the judge. I also do a lot with filing. I do a lot of filings. I do a lot of orders that the judge tells me to do, or the judges tell me to do. So that's basically what I do. I haven't interacted much with attorneys yet, because some clerks interact with attorneys all the time, others just really interact with the judges. And from what I've understood, I'm pretty sure that the clerkship that I have, the clerks in Connecticut, interact more with the judges than they do with the with the attorneys or with the parties. And since I'm doing habeas proceedings, it's very focused on judges and such. So basically what I do is I'm a clerk for the court of habeas corpus. Now, habeas corpus is a right you have to basically show the information as to why you're being held, and you can actually appeal to judges to say my rights were violated by my attorney or by the court or by the prison itself, and therefore I should be released. Most of the claims I deal with, because in Connecticut you can have infinite habeas petitions. So basically, the prisoners petition the court to more or less free them or have a different trial because of slights or issues they came across. Like, the most common one by far is, my lawyer sucked at his job, therefore I should get a new trial with new counsel, or something along that lines. It's really interesting. I actually have been sitting in on a trial all week. The problem is that it's a pro se petitioner, and so it's very slow, and he doesn't really know what he's doing because, quite frankly, if you don't understand the legal system, the system is broken. It requires an understanding of what you can do. It requires an understanding of what it entails. Which is why anytime you have a pro se petitioner, pro se plaintiff, pro se defendant, etc., it's very challenging because they don't have the sophistication needed to really make use of the court system. And the trial I've been sitting in on, it's this man's first habeas petition, and he's doing it without counsel. He was arrested for murder, and he's not arrested. He was convicted of murder in 2009. And so he's trying to appeal. He's trying to petition to basically be freed because of ineffective assistance of counsel, a court that didn't follow the proper procedures, and about 12 other claims. It's hard. It's really, like, this trial itself is really, it's long. It's a long trial. The man doesn't know what he's doing, so it's making it even more challenging and making everything go even longer than it should be. But it's really been interesting. I've really enjoyed it. Despite the information overload, I think I've actually started to learn a little bit, which is great. I've started to interact with the judges more, which is also great. We have two judges, Judge Newsom, who's actually a Western New England grad as well, and Judge Bott, who I think graduated from New England Law. I think. I'm not sure. But they're brilliant, they're good to speak to. And my supervisor is actually pretty new to habeas as well, because she was a clerk over at the civil court for years, and she just moved over to habeas, I think in August was what she said, just a few months. But it's been interesting. I've learned a lot, and I'm going to keep learning a lot more. I do a lot of computer work, and I do a lot of work in court, which is great, and I'm really starting to learn more. So, Tony, my question for you is, do you have any big plans for Halloween? Tony? I'll see you on Tuesday. Later, bro.